Jake, if you were a PUBG player,
I
what
have been.
what sort of reputation do you think you would carry? Positive or negative?
You know, Nick, I'm not like a big trash talker. And people make mistakes. I'm kind of like, hey, that's okay. We'll get them next time.
Right.
So I'm gonna say I've had a pretty good reputation. How
It-
do you feel about yours?
would you say you could give him a nice little pat on the butt?
Yeah, yeah, like definitely an athletic butt slap for sure. Just a little,
Like a
get back out there, kid.
right, little good on you kid, put some dirt in it, we'll get him
Right,
next time.
shoot him in the face next time.
Uh I might be a little bit more in the mixed category. I
Mm,
don't necessarily get over the top tilted, but I've been known to dabble in a little bit of the sweet talking. And by sweet, I mean being a little bit vicious, a little bit transparent in my feelings about their performance in
mhm.
conjunction with my performance.
Right.
So I might be in the mix. I might be in the mix of somewhere in the middle, maybe leaning on the other end.
Yeah. So this is like an interesting step that PUBG has taken, or is about to take in the next few weeks, including a reputation system that pretty much gives you a number between 0 and 5, that next to your name, that lets your teammates know what kind of guy you are when you're teaming up online. And like the main reason for this is to try to cut down on toxic or otherwise disruptive behavior, is what the quote is.
Mm. Yeah,
So what do you think about this, Nick?
yeah. This has been a conversation that I know that developers have been having for a number of years now. They know, and developers specifically, understand that they want to bring you in, and they know that learning the game, learning the curve, essentially, understanding the meta, there's a lot that can go into it, especially when you're diving in right away. And there's a lot of really competitive, really experienced players, and often that will cause friction innately. But going back to my point is that there has been an emphasis on healthy, positive experiences because developers understand that to retain people, you need to have a good time. And if
Right.
someone like me is jumping on your back because you got your pistol out when there's a team 400 meters away, we're going to have a little bit of friction. We're going to have
Right.
a conversation. So that's, I think, the main component of it. We've seen an emphasis of positivity in other areas and other games as well. Maybe not to this extent. Are there any games that we know of for sure have this reputation system? But we know of a couple games that have made similar commitments to positivity, correct?
Yeah, yeah. Games like Overwatch for sure. Um, and I think that it, it's looking at like a positive experience as a whole, right? Where you don't want cheaters. There's been commitments to getting rid of cheaters. There's been commitments to, you know, um, having some sort of deterrent for players leaving games early,
Mm-hmm.
and like leaving your boys out to dry, and like getting banned and stuff like that. So this is just like the next step in creating a safe space, I guess, within games, which I definitely understand the creation of like a reputation system, but like as you've talked about in your But Honest video that came out this week, um, trash talk is part of gaming too, right? Like there's a level of like being toxic, but then there's also like a little bit of friendly trash talk,
Yep.
and I don't think that we want that to be completely removed from video games, right?
Yeah. And I think that that's kind of where the gray line begins to transcend. It's like, well, then you have to kind of pick a side to a certain extent of like what's acceptable to say, what's unacceptable to say. And we've
Right.
seen major organizations like Twitch, they're beginning to draw a line in the sand saying, like, you can't say simp, you can't call someone a virgin. That's the reality. And there's a big conversation of like what's acceptable, what's unacceptable, but there is a right way to trash talk. In my But Honest video, I'm going to teach you a few different ways that you can deal with different type of trash talkers and what sort of personalities they have. So check that out if that's of interest to you. But it's kind of to your point, it's kind of like a safe space, but I think the obviously the bigger emphasis ultimately is like we just want people to be enjoying themselves. I want to enjoy
Right.
myself. I don't want to give someone so much crap that they don't want to play anymore. That's not the point. But there's a certain extent where like sometimes the best form of communication is honest, and sometimes it can be a little bit of wrapped up into sarcasm or, kind of, I guess, being rude to a certain extent, but it's all in fun at the end of the day. But if you're taking it to the next level, it's probably good there's a reputation system to put those people over there.
Yeah, and it looks like right now, like this reputation system isn't going to like kick you out of the game at a certain point. Like it just shows your teammates what kind of person that they're teamed up with, and I'm sure you'll be able to sort maybe by like reputation level. But we'll see where this goes in the future, and we'll see what I guess just what comes of it and how it progresses as we move forward.